I did hit her.
Yeah.
That killed me.
Jesus
That's not the
Christ,
line.
take 67, Jesus.
Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another 24 Karat movie review, and today we are going to be reviewing The Disaster Artist. Basically a real life look at how The Room was made, a very, very famous film, which I'm sure most of you know already. Please enjoy our thoughts and reviews, and of course, as always, if you're interested in joining our reviews, then hop into the Discord, link in the description below, and enjoy this video. I think we can get straight into it pretty much. So I
can't get straight anywhere. Okay, let me stop.
So what did we all think of the movie overall?
I liked it.
You liked it? Anyone else got anything else to say?
Certainly...
it was good.
Yo, no thoughts, head empty,
Overall?
Yeah, overall, like, what did we think of the movie? I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very interesting to see, like, the perspective behind the scenes. If you've seen The Room, you can really appreciate this movie, I think.
Yeah, especially since this movie's based on a book written by Greg, I think.
Really?
So, yeah, it is.
Oh.
So it's kind of an inside perspective on it. It's not just what they expected it was like. No, it was actually
it was based on a true story.
Based on the actual making of.
Yeah, his sources.
Oh.
I did not realize, because I was genuinely wondering, like, how true is this? Is like, did this happen to Greg? I was like wondering if they proved that stuff in.
He really just did a tell-all book and exposed everything.
Tommy actually got really mad at him, and they didn't talk for a really long time. And then the book actually got successful, and Tommy got royalties off of it, and they liked each other again.
Of course, that would be how it worked.
That seems to be the trend.
For sure. Overall thoughts, Lucy and Darth?
I was gonna go my thoughts.
Yeah, I think it was good how they managed to match up a lot of scenes.
Yeah.
While also taking the piss out of themselves.
Yeah.
It was good that they could, laugh about it.
Yeah, I thought the
I
comparisons...
think that was my favorite part. Yeah.
Yeah, the comparison shots at the end were
I
awesome.
did not hit her. I did not.
I like the slight overacting of everything within the movie, but like everything while they were shooting the movie scenes and stuff. I like the very slight overacting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of everything.
I thought, I think people initially, when we first started watching the movie, like PT, who was also watching the movie, was like, is he like this throughout the whole film, acting like Tommy Wiseau? Because he was like confused if he was acting or if he was being like how Tommy Wiseau is in real life. It was, it's
probably a combination.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously he was acting.
He wrote that role for himself,
Yeah.
so he always assumed that Johnny was very similar to Tommy.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. So like it was like him playing Johnny, playing Tommy at the same time, because they're practically the same character. So did we have any favorite characters in this film?
James Franco.
James Franco,
yeah.
He was amazing.
He was.
To have to capture the essence that is Tommy Wiseau and to do it as good as he did it.
Yeah.
He just did it, yeah.
He really did. Like, from the very first scene when he started doing his acting in that room, it was...
Super over-dramatic Stella.
Yeah.
I think this movie really shows, like, how talented James Franco is.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
people need to look at him a bit more, because to be able to play Tommy and to be as horrible of an actor as Tommy is, you've got to be a good actor.
Yeah.
This is a paradox. Like,
you've got to be pretty good at something, haven't you, to
be bad. To be that bad.
To make yourself look bad at it while actually doing it well.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, to be convincingly bad while also being a good actor to begin with.
Yeah.
Is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was
like
very
Dave
good.
Franco was good, but he obviously played a very normal man, so he's not the one that stands out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Like Greg was, I felt for Greg. I really did in this film. Like that when he met what's his face from Breaking Bad, the director.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah,
Bryan
Cranston.
and oh my god, like the way Tommy.
That's peak gaslighting, by the way. Just like, like you have to make the choice, and it's like.
Yeah, I was like, are
You literally,
serious?
it's literally just a scheduling thing. It's literally just a scheduling thing. People in Hollywood do this all the time. Like Helena Bonham Carter was doing Harry Potter on the weekends and then doing like, what was the other thing? Alice in Wonderland or like, or vice versa, whatever it was.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, people do multiple projects, not that hard.
Yeah.
That was the part I was questioning. I wasn't sure if that was real or not, but it must have been, I think.
Probably
I
was.
think Tommy was just really, really passionate about it, and no one else was as passionate about it as he was, and it really upset him that like people looked at it that way. He was like, "How dare you go out and get another job when like this is what your main focus should be?" And I think that's why he was mad.
It's just an audition, like. Not even like he
I know,
landed the
but
job.
it's
It's
still
just
like.
whatever.
But he got it, didn't he? It wasn't really an audition at that
Yeah,
point.
they said we need this dude last minute. There's no slot to fill it, so just come to set.
Yeah.
Which
Never
doesn't
mind
really
then.
happen in real
It
life.
was also- Yeah.
It's
Like
understandable
it
why
happens.
he
Like,
got
Like
upset.
somebody gets sick or somebody cancels, and then it's just like, okay, well, we just last minute need a understudy or
Well,
something.
they always hire backups and stunt doubles and stuff for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I think collectively we could say that Tommy or James Franco was our favorite actor in this film. The music, I don't know, there was nothing really special about the music.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Nothing to hold on to. I wasn't even paying attention to the music, honestly.
Yeah.
I never really.
And usually I always pay attention to music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't anything to write home about. It was music
Yeah.
that was there.
Was there anything that you disliked about this film?
No, really.
None come to
Absolutely
mind for
not.
me. Yeah,
There was-
I
like
feel like since it's a biopic, it's not really like nothing you can hate. I think it's like you just have to accept that it's the truth.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I guess you
So
could
it's
like
like-
dislike.
It's definitely
an
like a
actor or something.
dramatization of what happened.
Like
It's probably
I don't like how Tommy treated Greg, but I think like I can't
Yeah,
dislike
exactly.
that because that's what really happened.
happened. Like,
Um,
it's all a dramatization of like what actually happened. So like it might not have been as extreme. It may have been just as bad. It might have been even worse. We don't even know how watered down or how.
Because I mean, I would say the most intense scene was like the sex scene part, right? And like,
Yeah.
who knows how
Jesus.
true that would have been. Like, I was uncomfortable watching those sex scenes, let alone them filming multiple takes.
The way he treated her.
And yeah, if that was really the case, like, Jesus, oh my god. That was really bad. Was there anything you liked about this film? I mean, there was plenty for me. We all collectively liked it. I think for me, I was surprised by the story. I wasn't expecting this deep of a story, to be honest. Like, I don't know what I was expecting in that regard, but was there anything in particular?
I don't know
that
what I
you
was
really liked?
expecting either.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that like every time a new actor, like we pretty much knew who every actor or actress was. It's just like, oh, there's Seth Rogen. Oh, there's
Bryan Cranston.
I can't remember the guy's name. Whereas Bryan Cranston, the actual Bryan Cranston, like
I think my favorite scene was when they were recording his first scene and he just kept forgetting his lines and then he's I did hit her.
Yeah.
That killed me. Like,
Jesus
that's not
Christ,
the line.
take 67, Jesus.
That was freaking hilarious. That was one of
Yeah,
my favorite
I really
scenes.
loved that scene where they were talking about if all the characters were based on Tommy's life. And I was like, I really, really see that. I really see that effect in
Yeah.
that sense where it's like, is Greg really like the thing that's driving him? Is the movie really his life? And you kind of see this. And then when you watch The Room, you're like, maybe it is just him explaining how he sees the world, and you're not really.
Yeah, and Lisa is just
like
the
that.
world backstabbing him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that's all I think he's
cool.
ever felt his life.
Yeah.
That was a really cool way of looking at it. Any other favorite scenes that we had?
Probably
where he's acting at the beginning.
It was probably the one, like the one where he says the lines over and over. Like,
yeah.
I did hate her.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Again, I think that's so ironic because it's like he wrote it and he couldn't remember it. And I'm like, yeah, that
sometimes
so great.
I mean, here's the thing: you put that once the thought goes down on paper, it's there, and you don't. It's like out of your mind. It's gone. So I've done that. I was like, wrote an essay. I read it back to myself, and I was like, I wrote this.
I mean,
I literally just had to like take out. I was like, I wrote this. Like, so like I get that, but. It's like this is supposed to be your. I get like, but like again to like have some point like you wrote this is supposed to be your passion project like that.
Yeah,
you didn't
like,
remember
you would
like the one
expect
thing.
him to know his lines.
You had one job.
Well, he was directing as well. A lot was going through his mind. I guess.
Yeah.
I really loved how the rest of the crew knew the line. The number of times he had to repeat it, and he's still not getting it, and everyone else in the room is like.
Oh, come on.
Collective groan. I think my favorite scene was the limo, or they're just in the limo on the way to premiere. It's like all the boxes.
Inside.
There's not enough people.
And he just drives by.
Keep driving.
Keep going. Yeah. Like,
and then when they finally arrive, he says the traffic was bad.
Yeah,
The traffic was
After
terrible.
everyone watched them come past once or twice before.
I actually really love the scene where he leaves the theater and Greg kind of goes out there and it's like, it might not have been the movie you thought it was, but like, it's still a movie and you did it and you should be proud of it. And
that
I was like,
really good. Yeah, for sure. Because I felt bad when he started crying in the movie theater. But it was a nice like sort of turnaround of morals, and he even went up on the stage and was like, "I'm glad you enjoyed my comedy," even though he didn't intend for it to be a comedy at all.
Yeah.
He embraced the way they took it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's pretty much all you. Well, it's not all you can do. There are people that like don't want people to think of it that way, but hey, he went with it, and he. Look at him now. I love the end part as well, where it showed like the real stats about the film and stuff, and like how it's become a cult phenomenon. Because even you finished up.
It only made like 1,800 in the box office. I mean, it was like an estimated 6 million.
Like people pay to go to premieres. Like they'll travel it around America, especially a lot. I know. Because I was gonna go to one before COVID hit, and you pay like $50 and you can go and get like a whole double premiere of like Tommy Wiseau and all the new movies he's doing, and like meet him and get photos with him, and like it's a whole thing. He made a living out of the room.
Jeez, I didn't know.
I mean, good for him turning a.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it definitely is inspirational in that sense, because the world was rejecting him. And you could clearly see that. And he just made his own dream happen. I'm not saying that everyone could do it the same way, because, you know, this is the best
he's really
movie.
An example of that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I love to describe it. I think it's the perfect way to describe it. It's the best, worst movie ever.
I mean, we all saw
it might be
The
a bad
Room.
movie, but it,
Yeah, and we could briefly talk about the actual film, The Room. What did we think of that? Like, if it's still not burned in your memory.
It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I've never actually seen it.
You haven't? It's so.
Wow.
This film is a lot better when you've seen
It's
it.
an experience. Yeah.
It's certainly a unique movie.
I think you must watch it.
It is an experience.
In your life.
I mean,
is it like a must watch?
Only once.
Only once. Yeah, you only need to watch it once.
You don't need to watch it any more than that.
Any more than that, you're probably
You're gonna
get
love it and hate it.
Yeah, For sure. I mean, like, the end scene where you saw people's reactions to the movie, like, that's generally the reaction that you get whilst you're watching it.
Describe the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Part of it is like, thank God it's over.
Yeah, I even asked the
that
same
one
question.
little shot kind of explains the whole movie.
Yeah, exactly. I said the same question. They were like, who is Denny to, are they like brother and sister, or like, I asked the same question. The sex scenes are dragged out beyond belief. Like, I had to fast forward. I think it was like 5 or 10 minutes long, and there's 3 or...
That was something I really
There were like 4 or 5 of them as well. It was a lot of the film.
Yeah, I need to show my ass because Brad Pitt showed his, and look how good that movie went. Like, he was trying to use the techniques of Hollywood, and it just didn't work for him. You know?
I mean, I will say Tommy is pretty freaking fit. Both the actors and in the film, he's like freaking ripped. So, I mean, good for him. But the sex scenes are just unbelievably cringe. And the acting, I mean, if you've seen enough clips, it's just so bizarre and random and just an experience to watch, in my opinion. It's definitely worth
You can't even say if it's like a good or bad experience. It's just an experience.
It is a experience. I mean, I thought the film was god awful, but I'm glad I saw it still.
But you still loved watching it. Yeah, it's like you think it's the worst movie ever made, but you love watching it. Like,
it's a train wreck. You literally can't look away.
Yeah.
It was a train
Yeah,
wreck.
you can't not watch.
Like, you want to know, like, are we in danger?
You're
You're like, am I in danger? Is someone else in danger? I should probably look away. I should probably be running right now, but like, here I am, staring just like wide-eyed at this train wreck right now in front of my eyes.
Cool. So, unless we have anything else to add, I think we can give our final scores for this movie out of 10. And I use whole numbers generally. You can use half numbers if you would like.
Are we comparing it to the original movie, or are we just giving it a rating as if it were
just giving it a rating as just a disaster artist, of course, by itself? I would say if you've seen The Room, then I would give this a 8 out of 10. I think it was a very good film. I mean, maybe I would almost push it to 9 because like it does the original so much good justice. But it's not like amazing, you know.
It really makes you look at it a different way.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
I
can see that.
If you haven't seen The Room, then I mean, Darth, you haven't seen The Room, so I'm curious to hear what your score would be for this film.
I mean, for me, it will be like I've seen snippets of the film, and I know how dragged out the film can be, and I have, and I don't really know. I could get like a 9 out of 10.
A what?
Because a 9 out of 10.
A 9.
Yeah.
He shoots high. Nice. Okay.
Because like I really don't know what to say, but it's like.
Well, you enjoyed it clearly a lot.
Yes. Oh yeah, I did enjoy it like a lot, but like I like how it just like kinda gets the film and then kinda amplifies how funny it is in a way for me. So yeah, that's basically what I'll have to say.
Cool. Av, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a grade from the perspective of someone who actually like studies film, so it might be a little harsh. I don't think so. I think it was very well made, even as a movie itself, and it definitely beats The Room. I think watching it, you kind of look at The Room in a different way. Like the original movie, like I think if I went back and watched it now, I'd kind of like feel a little different. But I think I'd probably give it a 7. Because there's a couple little techniques in there that were like, but overall, I think it was very well done.
Cool. Dave?
I think I'd probably give it an 8. I think they really captured the characters from the original movie pretty well. And knowing that it's based on a book that was written, or at least kind of co-written by one of the main characters from the original movie, or the actors of the main characters anyway.
Yeah.
The perspective that it gives into kind of how the movie, like how the room was made and how everything kind of came together for that. It does really put it in a different perspective. Kind of shows like how all the actors and stuff came together and how it all worked.
So 8 out of 10 from you. Cool. Kid?
I would say 9, just because it has that duality of being a parody of the original movie, sort of, and then also being a biopic, sort of from I don't want to say a comedic perspective, but they are both comedic actors for the most part, Dave and James Franco.
Yeah.
At least from what I've seen. But it's just, and like the fact that both actors are extremely versatile when it comes to like different kinds of acting between the comedic and serious acting. So it's like, I'd say a 9 for like those two
stars.
Just by themselves, those two people, right? You get the point.
Lucy.
I would give it an 8, I would say. I think that, it's got a lot of the comedy, like Kid said, it's got a lot of the comedy aspects in there, but it would have been nice to see a bit more range in the actors. Still, overall, good.
Yeah, range in what sense? Just out of curiosity.
In
1080 no scope.
Yeah. It's like we just see them in their roles. I think they could have expanded it a little bit more in that, like, when Greg is expanding his horizons and going and looking at acting jobs.
Yeah, we could have seen a bit more of that.
I
guess, yeah.
Yeah, it did kind of feel like it felt like a movie that should have been primarily about Greg, but obviously there was a lot of Tommy as well.
Yeah, I think he's the figure that we obsess over.
Yeah, for sure.
He's the interesting draw into what's going on.
Yeah.
You've never met anyone like that, so when you see that was a real person, you're kind of like, I know it's about him, but like, he's the one I'm drawn to.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's all of our thoughts on the film. What did you think about The Disaster Artist? I know this is how old is this film? It came out in 2017, I believe, so 3 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, still, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, subscribe for more reviews coming from the 24 Karat family. And if you want to get involved with the reviews, then make sure you join our Discord. All the links are in the description. And do we have any shout outs?
Already?
No.
Oh my god, you guys are so shy. You should get shout outs. Instagram.
join my X-Men RP. Join my X-Men RP Discord. Link in the description. No, I'm kidding. Actually,
You do X-Men roleplay? I didn't know that.
Yes, I do.
That's freaking awesome.
We know what our next 24K review is going to be over.
We should do X-Men movies. We should.
Absolutely not. They are all horrible.
What?
They are not that good.
I like some of them. Not all.
I like them.
Okay. You know what? I'll take it back. But okay. That's a conversation for another time. End your video.
Okay. Have any socials or Darth? Because I know you two first review.
Follow me on Avery Tweets, and my Instagram is Avery Photos.
Hell yeah, that's what we like to see. I will put that in the Darth.
Subscribe to me on YouTube. Darth Veclaw, that's what the name is. So, yeah, thanks.
PogChamp. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for watching this review. Until the next one. Okay, before I even do this, Are we gonna all sign out together, or what are we doing here? Is it just me gonna say
I don't
peace?
know if Black will let us sign out, but we can try it.
Because like, last time I did this, it was hella awkward.
Guys, he would be like, what? In the video, he should be like,
The whole
wait.
time I've just seen him like dancing.
Okay, well, either way, okay, he's gone now.
Imagine.
That's your sign out. You should do that as we sign out. Cool. Thank you very much.
This is the 24-karat club.
Wait, I'll do it. I ain't got this. What? Come on, bro.
I did not sign out. I did not.
I did not.
I did not sign out. I did not. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, this is all of us signing out. Peace.
I think this will be kind of cliche, but the Here's Johnny scene is like just one of my favorites.
It's pretty iconic. Yeah.